What is the greatest worked shoot in the history of professional wrestling, sports entertainment? The greatest sport in the world. Your travel guide to dimensions inside the intrepid, the ineffable, the unknowable, whoa, the indubitable. Derek Diablo, Delboy Diablo, American Hooligan, Diablo TV. Like, subscribe, do things you're supposed to do. And here's the thing. I'm letting you all know as I continue to unveil and reveal and the higher communities, as it were, or the deeper communities, as it were, as you peel the outside of the onion away and you get deeper, and we start with low level, low intelligence sort of grunts, following the Tommy Robinson versus Derek Diablo podcast debate and scrap that was featured on the Central Club podcast. Now 3 greatest work shoots, and then we're gonna get to my pitch. But even if nobody takes me up on the pitch, here's the idea. I want to do it. So same way the rest of you out there reaching out to me on IG, Instagram, I put my links in the comments below and everything. I got the damn QR code, I got the link tree, I got all that stuff. But hit me up on the IG where I got my management, where we could discuss things, because that's where I hook up and arrange all my media appearances. Now this one is a film I want to make, because this Central Club podcast, the entire thing, boom, the way they edited and put it out, I didn't edit it. They're portraying it a completely different way than the way I directed it and wrote it and perceived it. But it's alright, because it's meant to be pro wrestling. So, but the thing about it is, to me, the whole thing is an art film from beginning to end. And then you can keep watching it. People are continuing to watch it. New videos are going to be coming about, because little by little, as the onion gets peeled, let's say, you're getting people from different backgrounds, higher backgrounds. Forget about politics. Nothing to do with politics. It's performance art. It's an art film. It's an avant-garde art film. Because Andy Kaufman is my favorite comedian. I've been saying it forever, since the 80s, the 90s, whatever. I'm skinhead Andy Kaufman. I like Andy Kaufman because, and I've done stand-up comedy with degenerate comedy, degenerate comedy. Damon Figler, a man like Nico Prada. You know, I've been with them men, and my comedy, I've scared people out of the whole building and caused a fight, and it was fake though, but it was work. Pro wrestling, I'm a pro wrestler. I do physical comedy. This goes into vaudeville. It goes into slapstick. Three Stooges, Marx Brothers, Laurel and Hardy. Origins of modern comedy, and Benny Hill. But the thing is that I can't enter that film in film festivals as my art film, because Cullen and his father paid for it, and the Tommies and all this. So then what I'm proposing is, first of all, it's a film based on me basing what I intended to do the following day, the night before. So the podcast with me and Tommy took place on Thursday. Wednesday, the night before, I did a bunch of preparation for it. Didn't watch any of his videos or think about politics. You know, I looked in the mirror and you know, chiefed up, did my thing, and elevated my mind, Craig, and you know, and I wrote some bits out, some zingers. In other words, in order to achieve the end of my basic plot, because it's an exploitation film. Exploitation film, the actors are not important as much as sex and violence. In this case, violence, or the perpetuation of violence, presentation of violence. So the basic plot was quite simple, which was what I kind of thought I had in my head anyway. But my mate Plymouth Ryan, as I said before, when I said, you know, they want me to debate this guy, this Tommy Robinson, Stephen Yaxley on Thursday. He said, fuck off, Dale. Yeah, you do. He says, you wind the cunt up, get him to kick off on you, defend yourself, shout out the zone. He said, you'll be in the main event. You'll be a millionaire. And all that following thing happened. It's just I didn't count on the guy not being willing to do it. So with that being said, though, in the same way Andy Kaufman was doing performance art and improv theater and improv comedy, it's just he was too far advanced for the other comedians, the contemporary comedians around him. They knew he was some kind of genius, but then they started saying, well, what are you doing with the wrestling? They didn't get the connect. And what I've done then, I've gone further, because Andy Kaufman is my favorite comedian. And it's not been purely my goal to outdo Andy Kaufman, but it's natural. You have a hero, you want to be above your hero, I'm not worshiping the guy. I want to be greater than Andy Kaufman. I want to be regarded as greater than Andy Kaufman in improv comedy, in comedy in general, in performance art, in improv theater, and the three greatest work shoots, as we call it. Shoot is real, worked is fake, kayfabe. It's a work, pro wrestling. Then you can do worked matches in other combat sports. I've done one in a Muay Thai match that was a work. I didn't make myself win. I didn't let the other guy win. I made it as a draw. But there was a Muay Thai match I did. And yeah, it was one of my students, my man Stanley. And it came out brilliant. And everybody thought it was real. No, people didn't think it was fake. So anyway, another way to do it is as Chael Sonnen has talked about. And Pride FC, my favorite fighting organization of all time. You don't have to clue both people up. You just clue one guy up that you want him to do it this way. And then the other guy wins, and they think that they really won. And their emotions are genuine. So I can go. So this is what the whole thing is. We need to make a film. We need to make a film that, presents this before the artistic community and let them see it that way, because it's meant to be bizarre. It's meant to be unlike anything else, and I don't think I can outdo it, because now people are going to expect it from me. They know that anything they say, is this real or not? But there's still a lot of people that think it's real in UK, and then some people are invested in thinking it's real, and invested in not breaking the suspension of disbelief or in their guy. Because that guy won't box me, he's scared to fight me, he left right there. But the Cullen Mize is his supporter, and the Cullen Mize thinks he can manipulate everybody out there and manipulate the information. It'll work in the short term, but it's not going to work in the long term. And then here's the thing. I'm invested in it for the long term. I don't really have anything else going on. So the Cullen Mize, is he the dumbest man in captivity? He's smarter than a can of paint. But he's not thinking all this sort of thing through. So then, anyway, that's his film. So the film I'm proposing to make, if you got any documentary filmmakers out there that want to work with me, it's an hour long. It's overall a step-by-step walkthrough of their film, but then we'll go into the history of avant-garde film and go into the history of the stuff that was formative for me, because ultimately I go into all these different situations where I'm making all this content for people, and people can see it's a lot of different type of content doing different stuff, because I don't go in there trying to portray or push my agenda. I'm not like a Tommy Robinson. I don't go in there with this preconceived agenda and stuff. I'm just here to entertain you and entertain myself. So then I do what I do. It's going to deal with hooliganism or whatever violence it's going to. But I ultimately tell the person who's the director, as I do with all these films, well, what do you want to do? What's your vision for it? Well, because they see me a certain way. The guy who made the Savage Audits video sees me one way. The guy who you're going to see soon, who have a new film coming out, sees me one way. Kester One sees me another way. Cohen sees me another way. Vice saw me another way. And I don't go in there telling them, I'm going to do this and I need to do this. I tell them, okay, well, they asked for the draft. Okay, well, what's all the things that you want to, what's all the scenes you want to get done? And I always tell people, let's do your scenes first, and then I got some other ideas for other scenes, and then we'll do my scenes. And then this way I'll give you loads of content, and you use the best stuff you want. And they always say, oh, well, I'll show it to you first, the color. Mate, you don't got to show me nothing. Just like I tell other people, you don't got to show me nothing. Just put it together and put it out however you think. You feel me? Because taken together, all the media I've ever done, and my own media, and my own music, is a tapestry of an artist. And whether it's in a boxing match, whether it's in a pro wrestling match, whether it's in martial arts, whether it's in music, whether it's in a podcast, and then I have a legit debate, if you wanted to watch that. But these guys didn't figure that out. If you want to see a real political debate of me, it's called the Red Menace radio show. And it's like a left versus right podcast that I did when I was actually into politics. And you see what I sound like in a regular debate. But, it's far from over. First, number one, greatest work shoot of all time. Derek Diablo, Tommy Robinson. Number two, The Standard, Andy Kaufman, Jerry the King Lawler. Number three, the Montreal Screwjob. If it was a work, we still don't know. And if not, then that's it. So, I'm demanding my crown. And I want to make this documentary so we can take it to Cannes, and we can take it to other film festivals so other people can see. And a lot of these other intellectuals from the other countries and stuff know who Tommy Robinson is and hate him, because they look at the fascists or whatever they think of him, blah, 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 blah. They're on the other side. In the art community. I'm part of the art community. I go to museums. One day, this stuff is going to be in a museum, an art museum. And I was able to pull off an art film that the people in it didn't realize they were in an art film and still don't right now. And maybe never will. Now that is the highest form of art, if I may say.